Toronto, Montreal, 67-68. We have no line here in this game, but it's a big rivalry. We know it's Leafs Canadiens Saturday night, hockey night in Canada. That is always exciting and always intense when you get these two teams going at it with one another. And we're right back to where we were really with the last time Toronto played Montreal this season, with Montreal scuffling a little bit and Toronto rolling, having won 5 straight games. We'll see if that continues tonight. Toronto beat Montreal in a great game earlier this season. Overtime, Austin Matthews had 2 goals, including the game winner game. And now the question is going to be, do we see Austin Matthews back on the ice here for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this game? They kept him out of the Jersey game thinking he might be able to return tonight. Again, the morning skate will be coming up here in Montreal, and with a lot of these rinks for the evening games within the next hour or two, we're going to find out a lot more about the status of Austin Matthews for this game for the Leafs, but they've proven they can win without him. I mean, the last few games they've won without him. They've been better defensively. Freddie Anderson stepped up his game in between the pipes without Matthews on the ice. So this team, even without him in the lineup, they've done other things well. They've done the little things better. A little better defensively. The penalty killing's improved. The goaltending's been solid during this little 5-game win streak of the Leafs. So we'll see where this line comes out, but it's a Toronto or pass situation for me. Again, teams that are on a roll, that are winning on a win streak, I don't just all of a sudden try to say, oh, this is the day that they're due to lose. No. If you're playing well, you've earned that respect for me. I'm not going to go against a team on a win streak. That's the case here with Toronto. Andrew, when this line comes out, Toronto, Montreal, I know the Habs are your team. What are you going to be looking at here when this game drops the puck tonight, 7 o'clock on CBC?
Yeah, thanks, Ian. First of all, I would like to just give some credit to Dana and acknowledge what he was talking about earlier on about those big games, about looking at Chicago and Pittsburgh. It's true. A lot of people like to bet on those games that are very popular, that everyone's going to be sitting down and watching, those games that they expect to be watching at night. And it's important. Last night I got an email from someone that's literally saying, what separates the average bettor from someone that actually says they handicap a game, that actually says they go over a slate, right? And, I can think a big thing is you could have a whole slate of 13, 11 games, guys, and all the exciting games could be happening, but you might have a play on, the crappiest game of the card. So I think it's a great point that Dana brought up. It's really important to acknowledge that because, especially in NHL and you look at the NBA as well, a lot of people don't want to watch those really crappy games because they think they can't bet on them for some reason. It's okay to be a fan and watch the good game and still have your plus money bet on a real crappy game or something like that. So that's a great point to remember. And as far as this Leafs and Habs game go, here's what I really think about it. I think these two teams right now are obviously in complete different directions. But like Ian said, when you're coming into a game like this, people don't understand that the hype of hockey night in Canada, it's Saturday night. This is where the two teams that have that great rivalry that will always be there. I can't really see anything but taking the over. It's looking at minus about around 115, 118. Looking at this Leafs team coming off a game where they scored just 1 goal, guys, very rare for me. I mean, I would not have been able to predict that whatsoever. No one would have saw that coming. So I almost like that they only scored 1 goal last game more than anything because I feel like this is a big bounce back spot for them. And what better of a team to explode your offense on than this Montreal Canadiens team? The Arizona Coyotes sure did it because I don't think they can do it on anybody else. And give Charlie Lindgren credit, give the Habs credit for actually stepping up their game and actually being able to puck 4 goals in the back of the net at least. But as far as this goes, I can already tell right now this Habs team is going to come out the gate. They're at home. They're going to try and play the Leafs game. The Habs should be a 5-on-5 team that gets pucks deep, cycles it around, and tries to win these 2-1 games. But for some reason, they're just such a track meet team right now because their defensive core has zero chemistry. Their pretty much offensive pairings are different every single game, so they can't establish anything. I would love to see Drouin and Galchenyuk stay together for a while and try and develop any kind of chemistry because I feel like those are the only 2 guys that are potential stars on this team. But guys, I'm just convinced that the over is the main play in this game, and I expect it will hit early on in the game. It should be an exciting one, and I'm ready for it.
It's probably going to go over because it was what 4-3 the first meeting between these two teams earlier this season, and it was a pace filled game. And I remember Claude Julien before that Toronto Montreal game when he was asked about Toronto's speed and skill and four lines of depth offensively. He says we're not going to crawl into a ball and a shell and a defensive shell and just try to sit back and let them come at us and just hope we hold the fort. He wanted them to attack Toronto in that hockey game and go at them and try to go up and down with them. And I don't know if his thought process is going to change at all here going into this game, Claude Julien, but that's what he was thinking going into that game. And as a result, we had lots of chances. We had 7 goals combined. So yeah, a case for the over is not insane, especially, Charlie Lindgren starting to come back down to earth a bit. I mean, he gives up, 5 goals to Arizona the other night. That doesn't bode well for facing Toronto, an even tougher team. The bubble had to burst on this poor guy. I mean, give him credit for the way he played, but at some point, you're going to look like an AHL goalie again. There's a lot of videotape now out on this guy in the NHL. He's had a bunch of games now under his belt, so this ain't going to be an easy task for Charlie Lindgren tonight, trying to shut down this Toronto team. Could be goodbye, Charlie, pretty soon if he gets sent back to the AHL once one of either Price or Montoya, or both Price and Montoya, end up coming back from their injuries.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.